And we are VIMTV Velocities Music. Guys, today we're going to do an album that I'm pumped up about. I know Tom liked it, but I'm really loving this album, Wye Oak Civilian. This is a new album, came out a few weeks ago. In fact, it came out about a month ago, beginning of March, something like that, yeah. And kind of missed over it at the time, and then I've been tweeted about it a few times, and I went and listened to it. We put it on our list, had to listen to it. Holy crap, am I glad I put this one on the list, because this is probably going to be one of my favorite albums of 2011. Civilian, by the way, you probably have known I've been raving about this because you follow us on Twitter, right? If not, you should go to twitter.com/VIMTV and add us and follow us, because we tweet a lot. We're going to be tweeting a lot more. We're doing some special things as far as our request system in tweeting, which we'll post videos about. But definitely follow us on Twitter if you're not already following. But yeah, I've tweeted a lot about this because this listen, it took me like 3 or 4 listens, Tom, to really fall in love with this, to really attach to it. And before then I was just like, yeah, this is kind of interesting, it's kind of good. It honestly reminded me of the new Yuck album that came out. And just in the guitars and everything, because there's a lot of distorted guitars in this thing. Yeah. But this is a very indie rock sound.
Much more atmospheric here, yeah.
And that's what I started to pick up on after like 4 listens. And then from there, you know, the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th listen, I've loved this thing. And really what it comes down to with me is just fantastic songwriting amongst 10 very high quality tracks. And I really want to emphasize the point that I think every one of these tracks on this album, I picked 5. I feel like I could have picked every single song because they're that good. And that's something that I find more often than not, you don't see in albums today, that where every song is good. If every song is good on an album, it is inherently going to be a good album. I mean, it's infallible logic. It works.
And that's the exact thing that sold this album for me.
Yeah.
Is just that too many albums these days are just, I mean, there's so much there's so much music being pushed out into the world right now. And I never really even understood that until we started this website. I mean, we can't even keep up with everything, and we're doing 10 albums every 2 weeks. Holy crap, there's so much music out there. And a lot of it is just kind of unnecessary. Because a lot of albums you listen to these days, there's like 3 or 4 good tracks, and the rest are just forgettable. But this album, every track is good. Every one of them. And you rarely get that these days. It's like you take the good tracks from several different albums and put them together on here and make it cohesive, make it consistent, and that's what Civilian is, and I love that about it.
And a lot of times we try to think of bands to compare this to, and I want to note that it was very hard to do that. The closest we got, and this I don't think is anywhere close to what this actually sounds like, is Grizzly Bear, Beach House, and Radiohead. 3 very different bands. And so what I really like about that is Wye Oak has found a way to make a very original sound, and I think partially it's because the vocalist is female, and her vocals are very, very austere, and moody, and it works very well with especially the moodier tracks, but even some of the more upbeat tracks, because this Wye Oak was able to still provide a great variety. The way that the guitars blend, the melodic lead guitar lines blend with the vocals is incredible. And then as the song progresses, they add in more and more guitars, more and more atmosphere, more and more distortion, and the production is so sharp and clean, yet and thick at the same time that it just is appealing, and it has this grandiose effect at the end of the track. Now, it's not like that on every track. Some of these tracks are definitely more moody. 2 of my track picks, Civilian and Planes, track 5 and 7, are definitely the more moody tracks that provide a huge amount of contrast, and that's where I really made the comparison to Radiohead. Wye Oak is the closest band I've ever listened to really be able to emulate Radiohead's style of controlling intensities, to where you can go from being having the music be so soft, and then get so loud so fast. There's only been a couple other artists I've ever noticed to do it. Mumford & Sons is one of them. I'd say if you like Mumford & Sons, you'll like Wye Oak for sure. It's a little different. Obviously, this is more indie, but definitely something you should check out. Tom, anything else you want to throw in?
Honestly, no, that pretty much sums it up. I mean, this is just a good album.
Yeah, and I feel like the only way you could really make this album better is maybe more theming in the lyrics. Maybe if you know, the vocalist, the way she does things, it's you know, kind of an emotional appeal, but maybe I feel like at times maybe this lacks a little bit of intensity or attitude. Some more pizzazz could have been put in, but that might have also ruined the charm, and I think that that's one of the best qualities is how just catchy these, inherently catchy and good these tracks are.
You just want to like it.
Yeah.
You just, I mean, it's just so enjoyable, so charming, as you said.
Right. To me, I love this. I'm going to be coming back to this all the time. That's a sign of a mid-90s album. I'm going 94.
I'm going to go 87.
I feel like a low 90 score for this is exactly where this thing needs to be. Definitely go check this out. This is highly recommended. What did you guys think? Go to www.velocitiesandmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesandmusic, and please leave us a comment and tell us what your experiences were with Civilian. Is this one of your favorite albums of the year like it was us? Did you not like some of the things that they were doing? Let us know. Give us your thoughts and opinions on it. Things that you liked, things that you didn't like. Give us the works. We're interested. We want to start a musical conversation because that's what VIMTV is all about.
Yep.
I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.